Listen to me, man. Bro, look, man. I feel like I've been going through some withdrawals. I think I for the past 2 weeks, right? I was attempting. The first week, it was because I was trying to get to give Bleach I was trying to give it its respects, and I didn't want to talk about any other series, right? And then the second week, I came up in there, and I did it for Toriko, I did it for Gintama. I think what else did I do? I don't remember. I think I did a Call of Duty. I don't even remember what I did last week. Right? Kingdom. I did right. But listen to me, man. I felt nude. I felt naked. I felt like a piece of me was missing. I felt like a piece of King Recon was missing. To where if you were to go right into my heart, it would be the law. You know what I'm saying? That you're a vulgar law, and there would be nothing in there. So I get on the Xbox Live party, man, and we're discussing because the popular thing, on anywhere is Naruto and Bleach, right? So we were talking about which one was the best war between Naruto and Bleach, the Thousand Year Blood War or the Fourth Great Ninja War. And out of nowhere, this individual who I've only spoken to once, man, comes up and he says, "But what about the war to save Ace? I thought that was the best war." I mean, listen to me, man. If we were talking like face to face, I would have looked at him dead in the eye. I would have took off my glasses and I would have said, "Son, you have just created a friendship that will forever last. Why? Because when you speak about the Holy Grail, when you speak about a scripture with someone else, then you automatically become friends with that individual, man. Every single one of you who read this series are automatically a great friend of mine. Why? Because we have all went through this journey together. We have all experienced the journey together. We all know the awesome sauce that is the one, the only One Piece. And I'm here to talk about One Piece. One Piece, chapter 835. And there's one particular portion in the chapter that really struck out to me because there was a lot of great revelations, with the whole thing about paying taxes to souls. I mean, that was an insane revelation. You getting the revelation of Brule having the mirror fruit. All that stuff was great. Nami looking amazing. The cover page looking freaking awesome. And the color page as well. A lot of great stuff. I mean, Nami, man, some of those panels are great. But I really do want to talk about the ending of the chapter because I was already loving this arc a lot going into this. It's had some of my favorite, like one of my favorite beginnings to an arc so far. Maybe just because of the characters involved, because they're the characters I love so much. But it's really, 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 really intriguing me so far, and I've went back and I've been rereading. But the ending in finding out the husband of Big Mom and finding out the whole stuff with Lola. I feel like to me that was the thing that struck out to me the most because we theorists, we've been coming up with many theories, from Jewelry Bonnie being the daughter of Big Mom to Lola being which was a pretty obvious one, but there's been a lot of things that we've been discussing over the years, and just to see that was confirmed. But I want to talk about particularly the husband, which I'm going to assume was one of Big Mom's first husband, if not her first husband, one of the first ones. And I want to talk about him right now, and I want to talk about what that is going to mean for this arc going into it here in the near future. We know how in a lot of arcs we have seen characters that we meet with in the beginning that or I should say, a little bit more into it, and they become a massive part of the arc, and it becomes huge. And I feel like this man is going to be a huge. We were wondering why Oda was pretty much focused on him and why he was introduced, but now it makes so much sense. And after finding out that he was the husband, it wasn't it had to have been an early one. It had to have been an early one. Like I said before, it could have been even the first husband, and I'm going to assume it was the first, just judging off of how Oda's doing it, because I really do have a strong feeling. Because I listen, man. Some of my favorite stuff about One Piece while I go back and I replay the soundtrack, because I'm listening to Golden Odin, because that feels like this type of song that would play in this little flashback. I strongly do believe that the Straw Hats are going to take him with them now, and I'm really, really interested on why they split up in the first place. If he was the first one that they split up from, because he stated he had two daughters, And then he never, like, Big Mom just, it was like he didn't even exist anymore. It was kind of like a hit and run on Big Mom's aspect. It's like she let him hit it twice and she was out. So I'm really curious, why did she seem interested in him, but then she went another way? And I feel there's something more to it. I really truly do, because he states that he's been hearing that a lot of these guys have been getting married, and then a lot of them have been getting married. But I don't think he actually has attended a marriage since his actual marriage with Charlotte Linland back in the day. So it really makes me interested because she's obviously not trying to kill him. She's obviously hasn't done anything to him. So I feel like there's still something left there. And look, I am a huge fan of romantic stories. I'm a huge fan of love stories when they're done right, man. Some of my favorite stories ever told are like this, like King Recon X Nami. But getting off of that, being serious, I really do believe that is the route where Oda's about to take this. I think Oda's going to show us, uh, you know, a really nice touch into a story, into the love aspect. I think that's why Sanji is also a big part of this arc too. Just touching on the love and romance aspect of a story, since we know that in a large scale of things, probably up until the end of the story, probably won't see that with any of the crew members or anything. The closest thing that we got was Boa, but she loved Luffy and Luffy loved meat, so that is what it is. But I think this is where Oda's really going to touch upon the concepts of love and marriage and all that. And I think it's gonna be a wonderful thing. I think this is just what I think. I think that flashback with Big Mom and her husband, whenever it happens, I truly do believe that it's going to be instigated by Pudding. So the Straws are going to take him with them, and they're going to go up there, and either Pudding is going to attempt to get them back together, or something's gonna happen to where they meet each other again or they see each other. And I feel like when the flashback ensues, we're going to be in for a world of feels. Like I said, I was just playing Golden Odin for a reason, folks. I truly do believe that this is going to be one of the saddest. Oh, I apologize. I forgot that I needed headphones now in order to talk, because I don't have the old camera, but I strongly do believe that is going to be one of the saddest flashbacks. Now, what happens in the flashback, I'm unsure of. Now, actually, I do have a feeling, though. I have a feeling that the reason why the Vinsmokes are in here as well is because they might have been for protection purposes. Big Mom might have let her husband go for something. Maybe she fell in love with Judge. Maybe I don't know. Something had to have gone down with the Vinsmokes as well. I feel like they're going to have that flashback is going to intertwine, or something with the Vinsmokes and the Charlotte family, and Big Mom's family. I truly do believe that by the end of this, everything will be resolved, and when both flashbacks come to fruition, both Sanji's and the Vinsmoke flashback, along with this flashback with Charlotte Linland and her husband, I think those two are going to connect. And when it does connect, that is going to ultimately lead to all of the revelation, all the things we've been wanting to learn and wanting to see. And that flashback is going to be most likely one of my favorite flashbacks in the story, just basing it off of what we know so far. I think at this point in time, my favorite flashback is the Noland and Kalgara flashback, but that's because of what it stood for. And it was so beautiful, such a beautiful flashback. And just thinking about it gives me vibes back to that flashback, because this is going to take a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty sure that flashback in of itself is going to reveal some stuff about the story of One Piece overall. But what the overall thing why I want to talk about this on camera, folks, is mainly because I believe that this character that we got introduced to now, this husband, this man that appears to have been forgotten, by these guys here in Totland, by Big Mom's family. I think that is going to be the ultimate theme and the thing that Oda's going to focus on when it comes to the story arc, which is why Sanji is the heavy focus. That thing is a very comedic thing, with him falling in love with women and gouging over them. But I truly do believe that in this arc we're going to see Oda tackle that theme, which is something that we have not seen him do before, and that's going to be something beautiful. That is going to be something really, really awesome sauce, especially for me as a lover of stories like that. But I really do want to see that flashback. I truly can't not wait to see the story with Big Mom and her husband. What happened? What made them split up? Is it because of the Vinsmokes? Is it because she wanted to become a Yonkers? Is it because she wanted to become a pirate? I don't know. I don't know. But he's still here on this island. That's my entire thing. If she's had all these children, right, and she only had 2 with this one, then what about all the other guys? You know, what made this one so special? And obviously, he still holds her at like a high pedestal because of just the way he speaks about her. I really do feel like he still has feelings for her, man. And I think that is going to lead into a very, very emotional moment later on in the arc. I don't know in what type of aspect, but I really do believe that it's going to be Pudding that is going to instigate that entire thing between the two of them. And just getting that particular portion of last week's chapter was enough for me to really become even more intrigued in the story arc than I already was before. You know, in the last couple of reactions, especially with the Sanji stuff, I was telling you guys, I was like, man, this is going to end up being one of my favorite arcs. But after this, if I see Oda tackle the concept of love and the concept of marriage and just like a concept of two people who once loved each other coming back together after so many years, and it's the daughter that ultimately wanted love herself, but she ends up finding love for her parents, that'd be beautiful. And especially after finding out everything that we've learned about Pudding, and she seems like a sweetheart, man. She truly does. And maybe it's me just not wanting her to be what is the majority feel, you know, that she's plotting against them or whatnot. But I truly do believe that Pudding's gonna be the one to instigate it, and I feel that's gonna be one of the major plot points in the arc. And once again, it has to connect over to the Vinsmoke thing. I really do feel like we're going to get a portion of the Vinsmoke flashback, a portion of the other one, and then at the end we're going to get that culmination of both. If not both at the same time, there has to be a reason why both of these things are happening now. And knowing Oda, nothing happens for no reason. Everything in One Piece happens for a reason. And this is the way that this wedding arc is about to go. Oda is going to progress the story, but also use this arc to teach us about the themes of love and marriage. It's going to be quite crazy. I never thought that I would even think of Oda tackling that until the end of the story. But he doesn't even have to do it with let's just say with Luffy and his love interest. Just the fact that he's going to be able to do it now, and he might do it with a Yonko and her family whenever it's supposed to be her daughter's marriage. And if she herself finds herself, in love again after so many years, maybe that's the things that she always sought. You know, I always talk about the theory that I said about her, seeking candy so much, and that's the thing that needs to fill her up, and that's the reason why she has this soul fruit. Maybe that's why she has a soul fruit, because she's constantly eating all this stuff just to try to fill up that hole that was left behind. Maybe in this relationship, who knows? I don't know. It is quite a possibility. I have no idea. But I really want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think it's plausible to think that that's going to be a major point that Oda is going to tackle in this arc? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. You know, a lot of the other stuff in the chapter was really good too, but that portion right there really stuck home with me, and it's going to be something that I cannot wait to see, man. And maybe it is because I love stories like this, but just see, it's going to be a very, very emotional moment, man. I already have Golden Odin already playing in my head for when it happens in the anime. I mean, it's going to be nice. And I can't wait to see how everything connects. You know, it's just one of those things to where this is one of the things I love so much about One Piece is that Oda can tackle all these different things and all these different story arcs. This is going to be the first time he's going to do it, and in a manner that I would have never thought possible. He's going to tackle a love story with a Yonko. That's going to be great. I cannot wait to see this, guys. You guys have been awesome today. What do you guys think about this possibility? Do you think that what I'm saying is could be plausible? You know, about the fact that these two, you know, that possibility of them getting back together and being the ultimate resolution of the arc, or something. You know, them being connected. That entire thing between the two of them being connected to the Vinsmoke in some sort of way. If some of you can come up with something, anything that can bring up why the Vinsmoke, or why they're involved, and maybe there was a reason why they broke up, or maybe the reason why she hasn't sought out to him in a while. I don't know, but it's going to be very interesting. This chapter by itself, that portion by itself, my intrigue for this arc was already up here. After that, it just went even higher, and now after rereading the Viz translation again, it brought up my intrigue even higher than it was before, man. So I can't wait to read more of One Piece Awesome Sauce. I just really had to come onto the camera and talk about it. I feel like it's been too long since I've talked about One Piece, man, and it's the thing on my channel, man. You know, it's half of the soul, you know, it's some big mom stuff. But thank you guys very much for being patient and for watching. As you guys can see, I have this new camera. My old camera got destroyed, which was my phone. So you know, I don't have either of those. I haven't had them in a while. But, you know, it is what it is, man. We continue moving forward. We continue striving forward. And One Piece greatness, man. It's stuff like this that truly makes me happy. And I think that's going to be one of the most feel-good moments in the story. I truly do think, and I think ultimately Big Mom will end up thanking Luffy when it comes to, helping her bringing them back together, and ultimately having a family once again. I think that this arc is gonna have a lot of beautiful themes and concepts because it's like it's bringing two families back together, the Charlotte family and the Vinsmoke family. It's gonna be a great arc. I have high expectations for this arc. Truly do. I think this arc can land in my top three. My top three right now, as if you guys watched the ranking the arc stream, is Enies Lobby, Return to Sabaody, and Skypiea. This arc is possibly entering that range, man. I'm loving this arc so far, and the potential for things that Oda can tackle and talk about in this arc is gonna be beautiful, man. But you guys have been awesome today. Thank you so much for watching One Piece greatness, man. Whoa!